Okay. This is race number 44. This is the Women's Open Heat B. Lane 1, Union Boat Club. Lane 2, University of California at Irvine. Lane 3, University of California at San Diego. Lane 4, Bates College. Lane 5, California State University Long Beach. Lane 6, University of California Santa Barbara. Still backing, one crew still backing in the blocks. Meanwhile, the other crews are keeping their bows pointed up the course by sculling. 2 oars person sculling with the bow person's oar. Looks like it's going to be a minute or two before we get our lane. Yeah, it's going to be a couple minutes. We're still trying to get the crew in lane 6, University of California, Santa Barbara. They're still backing into their starting blocks. And as soon as they get in here, I'm sure we're going to be ready to go because all the other 5 crews they're in their blocks. Not much wind down here. The crews are sculling a little bit with the 2 oars person sculling with the bow person's oar, just to keep that bow pointed up course for the coxswain. As we await the start, we're still waiting. Lane, we're still waiting. You know, this is probably one of the best parts of the race is backing into the blocks and sitting there waiting for your competition to all get in their blocks. Thinking about those first 10 strokes, 20 strokes, getting out of the blocks cleanly, high rhythm, and keeping their oars clean out of the water and establishing a nice cadence to take their crew towards that finish line. So the start, although not as exciting down at the finish line for the spectator, this is probably most oarsmen will say this is one of their favorite parts of the race.
All right, the wind's picking up. Make sure you're sculling. Well, as I do this,
okay.
As I start you, get your point into the wind and drift. Right now, scull your boats. 2 seat, turn around. No, Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara. 2 seat, turn around and take bows oar now. Right now, there you go. Right now, go. Yeah, both hands. Sit at the catch and do it. Go. 4, turn around and take 3's oar. Stern pair set it, or stern 4 set it up. Everybody else, they pointed into the wind. 2 seats, I'm sorry if you're feeling fatigued. UC Santa Barbara, I told 2 of your people to be sculling. I mean it. Now.
Okay, the starter is trying to help our 6 crew get into their blocks. They're going to, UC Santa Barbara's taken lane 7. It's a little easier for their coxswain to get aligned up there. So it looks like we'll have a race start here shortly.
Okay, UC Santa Barbara rowers, listen to your coxswain now. Everyone else keeping your point. As soon as we have alignment, we are leaving.
Down here at the starting blocks, the coxswains and the crews have to back their shells into these starting blocks where their sterns of the shell is held by an aligner, and then they're held in place. Meanwhile, the bow of the boat is out there and flopping around, and it needs to be steadied by sculling.
Bates College.
So the coxswain has his or her hands full keeping these boats pointed up course.
Go.
And we do have a start to event number 44. This is the Women's Open Heat B. And it looks like all 6 crews have gotten away cleanly. and we're pushing through that 100-meter mark, which is the breakage mark. So we're through that point of the race, and it looks like our leader early on is in lane 1. That's Union Boat Club. Lane 4 is that second position. That's Bates College. Followed closely in lane 3 by University of California at San Diego, and lane 2, University of California at Irvine. Then it's lane 6, University of California at Santa Barbara. So through that first 250 meters, got quite a boat race between lane 1, which is Union Boat Club, and lane 4, Bates College. And then for that third position, we've got lane 5, California State University at Long Beach. And they're challenged in lane 3 by the University of California at San Diego. And then lane 2, University of California Irvine. And then lane 6, University of California Santa Barbara. So all crews have settled nicely, pushing to that 500-meter mark, their race cadence. And our leader continues to be out in lane 1 as they push through the 500. Lane 1, Union Boat Club, followed by lane 4, Bates College. And then it's lane 5, California State University, Long Beach. Then lane 2, University of California, Irvine. Lane 3, University of California at San Diego, and then lane 6, University of California at Santa Barbara. And that's your field through 600 meters.
This is the Women's Open B. The top 3 will move forward to their final. Event number 44, and in the lane assignments, number 1 is Union Boat Club out of Boston, Massachusetts, and they are in fact in the lead position, number 1 in this race. In the second lane, University of California, Irvine. San Diego's University of California is in lane number 3. In lane 4, Bates College challenging for the lead, and Bates is out of Lewiston, Maine. In lane number 5, California State University, Long Beach State, and UC Santa Barbara out there in lane number 6.
So it looks like mostly the crews are cruising around 34 range, the leaders at least. 34 is a great rhythm for this kind of conditions out here. It's enough to keep the intensity high. If it's too low with the stroke rate, it might feel a little bit sluggish, a little bit heavy. It looks like these athletes are handling this day, cruising along at 34, especially in this lane right here as you're watching. They're just sitting up nice and tall, springing off the feet. The coxswain's probably just whispering a little sweet nothings to them about saying we're in the lead.
Listen, we had coxswains wired earlier. Don't give me sweet nothings out of your mouth, young lady.
You didn't have me wired, and you should ask my girls. It's a little suggestions, a little sweet nothings of we're gonna win this. Listen to me, we're gonna win this.
Okay, lane number 1, Union Boat Club is continuing to move along in the lead. And it appears that they may even have open water over their second competition. That would be Bates College. Outside of Bates College is Long Beach State. And then University of California, Irvine is along in the second lane. And trailing is the University of California, San Diego B boat. And far back is UCSB. Coming to the wind tunnel at the Ingram Street Bridge, the wind not nearly as fierce as it was a little bit earlier, and the chop is down considerably over the last several races, and that makes it much nicer for the crews and also lessens the opportunity to catch a crab and get launched into the water, as we've already seen one time today.
Every cruise here, though, they expect the wind, they expect the chop. They take certain precautions to make sure they're making quick, big, round circles, making sure their bodies are prepped, bodies are tall. If their handles hit their knees, they're trained to don't sweat it. You've always got the next stroke to make it perfect.
Union Boat Club in lane number 1 continues to be on the lead, and they are, as Mary mentioned, into a very even and consistent 34. Outside in lane number 4, Bates College had made a challenge in the early going, but so far Union Boat Club has led it wire to wire as Union Boat now makes an adjustment and comes across the other side of their lane as they began to bear out a little bit. Need to have as straight a line as possible, sometimes easier said than done. Union Boat Club along the shoreline, open water back to Bates. And then we have open water back to Long Beach State, and they appear to be somewhat even with the University of California, Irvine. And then trailing would be the University of California, San Diego B boat and UCSB, Santa Barbara on the far outside. Union Boat Club along smoothly, coolly.
Slightly above 34. They're thinking about maybe taking a sprint. Maybe they're going to rehearse their race walkthrough of what it's going to take for tomorrow's final. If I was the coxswain, I would be telling we're in the lead, everything's okay, let's get ready just to think about our sprint. I'm going to keep an eye out for second place, but let's just use this time to get a little bit faster.
Top three will move forward, so now it becomes an interesting boat race here between UCI in the dark shell and the dark jerseys, and Long Beach State on the outside in the gold with the white shell. So the race really is being taken by the Union Boat Club and Bates. That's not a concern, as apparently they will qualify, but now we turn our attention to the shoreline side of Irvine and outside to Long Beach State. Right now, University of California, Irvine has the better of it by it looks like a half boat length, but they've also splashed up several splashes, and there they go with 3 or 4 more, and they have lost momentum. In fact, the number 1 rower
Bowsy just jumped her slide.
Yep, got it on and got her rhythm back again. Good for her, but let's see if that hurts
Her
them.
seat is still stuck, but good for her for going arms and body and doing everything she can to help her boat get across the line. Well done.
That was a very impressive recovery. Thank you for mentioning it, Mary. Union Boat Club has come across the finish line. The apparent winner, Bates, is second, and the stroke, the number 1 seat there really did an outstanding job to wind up getting things back on gear. She didn't seem to panic or anything like that. She just did her business, and I think that really preserved the situation for Irvine, as they have held off Long Beach State for that third and final qualifying position. This is the University of California San Diego B boat, and UCSB will finish it up 5 and 6.
It'll be interesting if she jumped her slide or if it got malfunctioned.
Okay, it's event number 45, and we have a start. The men's open, heat A, in lane 1, we have